Smoking gun evidence of Joe Biden's involvement in 2017 gas deal with Chinese. Now, this is something that I've talked about years ago. I said that Biden was the big guy. He was the guy that was actually running the deals through Hunter Biden. Now we have evidence that this is true. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon where I talk about things I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my merch store where I have I Will Not Comply t-shirts as well. All right, let's talk about this news. There's newly discovered evidence of Joe Biden's involvement in his son's and brother's business ventures with the Chinese. Again, I've been saying this for a while. He's bought and paid for by the Chinese government. That's why we call him Beijing Biden. But the Daily Mail has discovered an email on Hunter Biden's laptop, which names Joe Biden as being involved in discussing a $25 million gas deal. Hunter and Jim Biden, Joe Biden's brother, were trying to set a multi-million-dollar deal to send natural gas from the U.S. to China on behalf of the Chinese government-connected energy conglomerate CEFC in October 2017. Bob Fennett, a lawyer who was helping to set up the deal, sent an email to Hunter and Jim that he'd set up quote a call from Joe Biden and Hunter Biden on Monday morning to discuss the purchase of the 5 million tons of gas. The call was to be with a contact whom worked for Cinerier. I can't pronounce that name right, but it's a Texas energy company that Joe knew people at. Joe hired one of the board members as a climate advisor later in 2020. So he knew these people. And their former lobbyist and vice president, Anakit Desai, was Joe Biden's political director in 2005. See, revolving door. Jim Biden also sent a message to Fennett telling him that the Biden family was, quote, often fraught with problems that came from working with family, but that business was, quote, all about family and the people, quote, we choose to do business with. Fennett proposed a deal that would provide 13 million metric tons per year of LNG to the port in China, and said he could build a plant for $12 billion. Hunter then tried to work the other end of the deal with the CEFC chair Jiaming, saying that the deal would provide, quote, large quantities of LNG at very competitive rates while also advancing the long-term goal of CEFC through the partnership of acquisition of a promising LNG terminal project in Louisiana. Hunter also said he was trying to set up a meeting with with the chairman of Senier. But Senier signed a deal with another Chinese company. The Biden's connection with CEFC also went under after the Chinese connections with whom they have been dealing were arrested for bribery and corruption. And I covered that arrest a couple years ago on my old channel. But they've already given millions in effort to the Biden family. Again, the Chinese own the Biden family. When they were asked for comment about the email, the White House didn't respond, of course. The email indicating Joe's involvement wasn't the first evidence of Joe's involvement in foreign business dealings with the Chinese with his son, because I've covered several other um, um, evidences. Um, as it been as has been reported, there's also another email from 2017 that indicated that 10% was going to be held by H for the big guy, and I talk about that all the time. The H was Hunter, and Joe had previously been referred to as the big guy in the messages in the deal they were trying to work with CEFC. business partner Tony Bobulinski also confirmed that Joe Biden had been involved. Bobulinski, Tony Bobulinski was the guy that during the debates with Trump and Biden, Trump brought him to the debates to show like, hey, we got the guy, your son's old business partner here that got all the dirt on you. But Hunter also tried to set up an office that would have had shared offices with Joe and Jill Biden, along with Gong Win Dong, one of Hunter's Chinese business partners, that ultimately didn't work out either. Hunter also discussed setting up a consultancy firm with his father in 2017, and former FBI Louis Freach proposed that Hunter and Joe join his consultancy firm in 2017, representing foreign clients. Of course, because of all their foreign connections, all their money laundering and stuff like that. Who wouldn't want to team up with the Biden family? Could they get away with this corruption? Yet Joe Biden has consistently claimed that he's never discussed business with his son and never had anything to do with his son's business associates. I think it's safe to say that the latest evidence from his new emails is one more lie from Joe Biden. But let me know what you think about all this. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, subscribe, and check out themarkrepublics.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.